shit. We got a part 2 in this motherfucker. Because, for some reason, I guess my iPhone doesn't want to hear me talk. Well, I don't give a shit. Because I'm talking, baby. No, but I guess I ran out of storage and my shit just went kaput, kablooey in the middle of David Onama and Gabriel Santos. And I'm making a part 2. I was very pissed off because I had a really great show ending. I even ended it with some farts, which was fucking hilarious, right? And then this happens. You know what I mean? I get cut off, and I had no idea I was cut off because I'm obviously filming from my phone, you know, starting from humble beginnings, #blessed. But anyways, as a wise man once said, anything is possible when you believe. When you believe, anything is possible. You have 2 hands, just like me. Go. Go do whatever it is that you want to do. Go. That Joel Romero. He's a fucking legend. I miss him. You know, but Father Time. But back to Gabriel Santos and David Onama. Basically what I was saying is, back where I started, back where I left off, you know, he was winning the fight until he wasn't, right? He stood right in front of David Onama and got nailed with a nasty uppercut. And like I was saying, you know, David Onama's got bricks in his hand. He's got really powerful strikes, athletic, fast, you know, great timing. That was just a beautiful uppercut. And Gabriel Santos is extremely talented, was winning that fight, and just got caught, just like that. And it was a great fight, you know, really great fight. And, you know, the only thing that really bugged me about that fight was the celebration. And this is what sucks, because the previous video was so funny the way how I said it, but whatever. Yeah, you know, it just sucked that, not sucked, but it just kind of left a salty taste in my mouth where, you know, you're doing the style bender, what, 5, 6, he did the arrows way too many arrows, number one. Number two, it's not even your finishing move, like, what, you're trying to pay homage to Izzy? Like, I don't understand, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a hating ass salty bitch because I was pulling for Santos. But I don't know. It just kind of whack. You know, like Derek Lewis has his finishing celebration, post-fight celebration. You know, and it's very distinct to him, and it's fire, and it just fits him perfectly, right? Like if you're gonna do a post-fight celebration, at least be original. You know. But to do this and to do it way longer than you should have, and it's just kind of like, come on, man. Have some respect in there. You know, that was a great fight. You're getting your ass whooped pretty much the whole time until you landed that shot, right? Like, you know, have some respect. But what am I, a boomer? You know? Do I got gray hairs now? There's no respect. No respect at all. Hey, these kids nowadays ain't got no respect at all. I don't know who that was. Supposed to be an old man, but so we'll see what the future lies for both of them. I'm very excited. Those are 2 young prospects. They're fucking young, hungry. They got a lot of fucking testosterone in their balls. They got, you know, so I'm excited to see what goes on in the future for them. And I really do see a bright future for Onama, and I see a bright future for Gabriel Santos. So we'll see. We shall see what happens. Both extremely talented. Then you got Austin Lane versus Tafa. And that's a very unfortunate fight. Really nothing happened besides the eye poke, which really sucked. And Dan Miragliotta was trying his best to see if there could be any salvation. He said, "Hey, don't rush, don't worry," you know, which is nice to see. You know, a lot of refs would like to push more on, you know, trying to end the fight rather than trying to keep the fight. So I appreciate him for that. But it kind of got a little weird the longer it got, because I can only imagine what he was seeing in person. For us to see in TV how bad it was, Like, how do you not see that in person? That, yo, his shit is fucked up beyond, like, they can't, right? Unless you pull like a DC where you just go, I'm fine, which he couldn't see shit for like the rest of the fight, right? Which was very gangster of DC. But yeah, you know, it just sucks. But I hope he recovers fast. I hope they rebook that fight fast, because that flight from fucking down under all the way here, over 20 hours, and you got to acclimate and this and that, and all the training camp and all that. That's crazy, right? So I really hope he has a speedy recovery and fights again, you know. And Austin Lane, I really hope he doesn't eye poke again. I really hope not. Try to keep those bad boys curled up. Then we got Amanda Ribas versus Maycee Barber, and I gotta say, massive apology. You know, because the last video I was like, how could this be co-main event? They're top 15ers, you know, there's not even the skill set, and I can never see them being champion, whatever, and boy, was I wrong. Holy guacamole. I mean, holy crap. What a brutal, gruesome, bloody fight. Just nasty. They were just a couple of dogs in there, you know, just scrapping. And I tell you what, sometimes you can just see the tenacity, right? For some reason, like, obviously men, of course, have the tenacity and this and that, whatever. But sometimes when you see two women just going at it with the type of tenacity that, like, Ribas and Barber had, you're just like, damn, that's some fucking mean-ass shit. Like, they really want to fucking kill each other. You know what I mean? Like, of course you get that in guy fights, but for some reason, like, seeing that type of fight just makes me think of the nature. You know, like when you see like the female lion and fighting off another lion or some shit. And I don't know. It seemed very primal in there. I don't know where I'm going with this. And I sound like fucking Squidward because of my fucking this fucking nasal congested problem that I have going on. So, but yeah, that fight was just badass. Very entertaining. I wish Amanda Ribas wouldn't be doing this. You know, it was just kind of weird, right? I don't know. Like, I understand you're trying to be elusive and this and that, whatever, but doing this with your hands, right? Like you're the inflatable arm flailing guy, you know, the dealership type of thing, you know, it was kind of just nonsense, you know. Barber throwing her air punches, you know, also kind of nonsense too. But really, they just the moment the bell went, they just started scrapping, just going at it, right? And you could tell Ribas really has very, very high level jiu-jitsu. You could just tell, right, by the way she moves and when she goes to certain positions. Even on when she was on her butt in her guard, she was trying to get a leg and this and that. But what happened when she was trying to get a leg? You got your fucking head smashed in, right? And I've stated this before, and I'll state it again. If you're not even close to getting this leg lock, you got to either use it to sweep or to scramble, something. Can't fucking sit there and let your head get teed off on it. And that's what happened. And Maycee Barber really has like decent power, you know, for 125. I don't think a lot of people are talking about her power. Like, she really has a lot of power. She can finish fights, but she's got power. You know, she's a decently built female, you know, for sure. So, yeah, I think she's also improving well. You know, Barber, you know, she won the fight, and just I think she's improving too. Like her tenaciousness and her the way when she's throwing her strikes, she's trying to end the fight. You know, that's what I feel like. The previous fight with Julia Robertson and Baby Shark Tabitha Ricci, that was missing, and that fight was the finishing instincts from both of them. Like, obviously they want to finish the fight, but none of their strikes had any impact. No oomph, no spinach in there, right? No mustard. They had no mustard behind their punches, right? And you can tell with Barber, she really wants to knock your fucking head off, right? And you gotta admire that. You gotta appreciate that, right? So, fucking amazing win, amazing co-main event. I was fucking proved wrong once again, which will happen, but then I'll be right. I'll be wrong and I'll be right. Yin and yang, motherfucker. So, God bless them both. God bless great Macy Barber. This division's wide open, too. 125, like, who knows what the fuck is going on. You got Alexa Grasso with nobody's even talking about how that's like one of the greatest upsets of all time. Nobody. It was literally just brushed under the rug. Like, oh, wow. Yeah, you believe Amanda Shevchenko lost? Wow, yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, that happened? Shit, yeah, man. So anyways, like, it wasn't even a big deal, but when Pena beat Amanda Nunes, that was like the biggest deal in the world. Shevchenko, on the other hand, her only loss was to Nunes, right? That was like her only loss, I believe, in the UFC, up until Alexa Grasso, right? So nobody's talking about it, which is crazy. Like, Shevchenko, at one point in time, I thought was better than Amanda Nunes, skill set wise, for sure. Like, her technique and all that, for sure. Even now, like, Shevchenko is easily top 3 greatest of all time. Amanda's number 1, you know. But also Shevchenko, she's top 3. At least number 2, or 1A Nunes, 1B Shevchenko. But for her just to get swept under the rug like that, like her losing and Alexa Grasso just, oh yeah, that happened? Oh, sick. It's like telling somebody, like, yeah, you know, I actually got a new phone. Oh, really? You got a new phone? Yeah, you know, I got the brand new iPhone 97. Oh, sick. You got the iPhone 97 with the see-through fucking thingy-bob. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Anyways, it's just like that. I felt like there should have been more spotlight on it, but what can you do? Main event time! Right? Main event time, my friends. We got Josh Emmett versus Ilia Topuria. There we go with my Italian accent again. But really, long story short, Ilia Topuria put on a masterclass. A absolute masterclass. It was a beatdown. It wasn't even close. Even the judges' scorecards, there was none of them that was like insane. Like, all the scores seemed pretty right. 50-42 was kind of crazy. I think it was like 50-42 or 50-43, some shit like that. Don't remember exactly which one, but I was like, wow, damn, he beat his ass that bad? Holy shit. But really, that's how the fight went, you know. Breaking down that fight, Topuria really, honestly, was like El Matador in there. He really was. Like, the guy was slipping. Anytime Emmett would throw those gigantic haymakers, he was out of the way, or he would roll with them and block at the same time, taking a lot of power away from that, and really kicked his legs out from underneath him, stuck him with that jab, dropped him on multiple occasions with beautiful combinations. Learned, you know, mixed in with the wrestling as well. Was really just in control of that fight the entire time. And just put on a masterclass, right? Really was. It was just spectacular. Busted Emmett up real bad. That eye was all fucked up. And like I said, hurt him real bad multiple times. Emmett, on the other hand, when I saw how he was fighting, breaking it down in the analytical sense, he came in there with a very limited skill set. Just the truth. He just came in there throwing hooks and overhand rights, which worked for him, right, in previous fights for sure, but it just wasn't going to work tonight against a surgeon like Topuria, right? Like, and not only is Topuria just a surgeon, he's got that dog in him too, right? Because there's one thing to be a surgeon, but there's another thing to be a surgeon for 25 minutes with a guy trying to take your head off with every shot. Like, that's, you know, it's a lot of pressure, and you got to be perfect. And that's what's really impressive about Topuria's performance, is how focused and dialed in he was for 25 minutes. He could not make one mistake with Emmett because Emmett has that type of power. He's throwing everything he's got in one shot. He lands any one of those shots on your chin, you're night-night. It's over. You saw Michael Johnson? You saw Ricardo Lamas? It's over. You're fucking cremated on the spot. Urn and everything. Cremated. It's no fucking joke. So to be dealing with a stick of dynamite and playing hot potato with it and not getting burned or having your hands blown up, very impressive. On the other hand, with Emmett, it just seems to me like I don't think age is really a factor because he didn't gas, he didn't look sloppy, he looked pretty damn good. Just the fact that he just came in there with a kind of a stupid game plan. Not to be mean, but that's just really what it is. If I was his coach, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing just throwing right hands and hooks nonstop? Where's the takedowns? Where's the wrestling? Where's any type of mix? You gotta mix it up. And also, you know, with me mentioning that, you got to also put into consideration that would have Topuria looked as well, that good against a guy like Cater or against a guy like Ortega or a guy like Max Holloway? I don't know. It seems to me like somebody who's at that high level, at that, you know, the top 5, should be able to do what he did to Emmett because Emmett was coming in there with such a limited skills. You know what I mean? Like if Max Holloway fought Josh Emmett, you would expect Max Holloway just to piece him up like that because you can't just be throwing wild hooks like that nonstop, you know? So that's just the thing, you know, take in consideration. And, you know, you always have your doubts when it comes to newcomers, right? Because you just never know, right? But to me, it looks like this guy's the full package. But I do want to see him get tested. Right? I want to see. He did the 5 rounds. He's got the cardio. He was perfect, right? But I want to see him get tested. I want to see him get wobbled. I want to see him get hurt. I want to see him gas a little bit, right? I want to see if he knows how to dig down and dig down deep, right? Because that's another thing you got to have to be champion, right? Or to be at least one of the best ever. So we'll see, you know. In my opinion, I think this guy is fucking nasty. I think he's the real deal. I think he's got a lot of swag. I think this dude, he's just look at this dude. I think this dude is, he's a bad motherfucker. And I'm really excited to see him climb up the ranks. Emmett, on the other hand, tough luck. You know, it's, must be kind of heart-crushing to, you know, see that you didn't become the champion. That's what your goal was, and this and that, and that sucks, you know, especially when you put so much time and effort into one thing, and losing to Yair and losing to Ilya now definitely sucks. He's 38. His career, he's had an amazing career. He's 18-4 now, which is insane. He's got an incredible record. Main evented a lot of times. He fought for the interim belt. He's got nothing to be ashamed about. He made a decent check, I believe, and you know, for him, honestly, I just wish he would fight a few more times. I think he's still a super high-level featherweight, you know. Even though he came in that night with a very limited skill set, he can still put a lot of people away, you know. Don't get it twisted. Like, hindsight now, I would say that was a masterclass. That was crazy, this and that. Ilya never looked better. He looked like a world beater, da-da-da. But during the fight, I was like, oh, my God. Right? Like, you just never know. He could do. Emmett was swinging. Oh my God! You just never knew. Any second, it could have been over. Right? So, shit. Right? Fucking. It was a great fight too. Don't. Yeah. I hope I mentioned that. Right? It was a fucking amazing fight. Amazing fight. So, yeah. You know. I gotta say the card as a whole, I gotta rate it out of 10. Give it an 8. Yeah, I'd give it an 8. Very, very decent card, right? A few fights were kind of stinkers here and there. But all in all, pretty damn good card. Can't be mad at that, right? So, this, this upcoming week, we got Sean Strickland and Magomedov, which is a very interesting fight. You know, this Magomedov guy only has maybe 1 or 2 fights in the UFC, I believe. So, fast-tracking him to a main event is pretty interesting. Then you got Ikram versus Costa, which is funny because the reason why I bring that fight up is because I wish they would have switched the two. I wish it would have been Strickland versus Costa, which would have been one of the most entertaining middleweight fights in a long time, especially the way they talk and how funny they are, and especially their fighting styles too. I think that would have been a banger of a fight. Then you have the two more of an up-and-comers, Ikram and Magomedov. That would be a really good fight too. But, you know, hey, who the fuck am I, eh? Who the fuck am I? Does this look like fucking UFC to you? No, but I got the UFC right fucking here, right in my balls. And then fucking in here. Alright? Don't you fucking forget about it. So yeah, there we go. I'm excited to break that card down, you know, see what's going on with that. And give you my in-depth analysis. On the other hand, I almost didn't make this video. I really, really almost didn't make this video. Like, I promise you, I was very upset that my other video got cut off sort of halfway, like 60-70% of the way. Really pissed me off to the point where I wasn't going to do another video. I probably wasn't going to even upload the one that got cut off. But then something told me, like, don't be a fucking bitch. Right? You're going to really be that big of a fucking crybaby pussy that, oh, just something, this little unfortunate coincidence happened, you're going to just be a little crybaby and give up? No. I am not a quitter! Where's that from? Drop it in the comments below if you know where that's from. Alright, I just gave it away. Anyways, so yeah, I fucking made this shit, right? So if, you know, it's a little something to tell you guys that if something just doesn't go your way, not to be a little crybaby poopy pants about it. Be a big boy. Make another video like I am, and fucking upload it, part 1, part 2. Aight? So, anywho, God bless. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace. Oh, don't tell me. Oh.